I did something really positive that I'm still very proud of today. And it was to be a leader for my younger brother. And it's kind of funny to like say that. I mean, this is like a way you can put it, but it's not like entirely accurate. I guess you could say I red pilled him on a lot of things, but I'm still very proud of that because it takes a lot of influence to do that to somebody. And I don't think I did it in a negative way. There's a way to do it negatively, and I don't think I did that. I think I left him on a more positive note than he was before because sometimes he used to like he was always a skinny, he's a really skinny kid. He's always been a jittery, jumpy, um, outside kind of kid, right? And since I got in the gym, he really wanted to get in the gym, and sometimes we go. He's 12. Sometimes we go, and he's just kind of fucks around, right? But he wants to be serious. Like I know that he wants to be serious for sure. I do, and I'm really proud of that because it's taken sometimes some people my age never come to that realization. Sometimes they never do, right? Sometimes it takes them years to realize that's what they need to do. Sometimes they realize sometimes it takes them years to realize they love doing that. Sometimes it takes them so long that it's too late, right? So I'm really glad that he's realized that at 12 years old. That's really what he wants to do, and that's a huge passion in his life. It's very makes me very happy. He journals. He watches Hamza. He fucking like he. It's it really does make me happy seeing that this kid is becoming such a great young man. He's quit a lot of video games. Like he still plays. I mean, he's 12, so I don't really expect him to quit everything, but he plays a lot less than he used to. He used to play like 12 hours a day. He'd get home at 2 in the afternoon and he would play sometimes till 2 a.m. on school nights. Because we were very stressed out. It was during my parents' divorce. I've talked about this in my full self improvement story. And he really was a troubled kid during that time, mentally, emotionally, behavioral wise. Um, and I think that I really helped him out of that spot. And I'm really happy that I was able to do that for him. So, the whole message that I'm trying to convey to you is to absolutely be a leader, whether it's your sibling, whether it's your best friend, whether it's a younger person that looks up to you, like a freshman or a sophomore. Like I'm a junior, so those kind of people do look up to me, right? As a leader, as a older brother figure. Um, and I think it's so important to teach them these things, right? To be that masculine leader for them because sometimes they don't have that. Sometimes they don't have a dad around to do that. And it's not that I don't think it's that I do have a dad and I think he's a great guy and I think that he has contributed in some way to me being the way that I am, but I don't think he was the reason why, right? I don't think he ever pushed me hard enough. Well, no, I think he did, but I was never receptive to it, so he kind of quit on that. Now I think he does that a little bit more, but my whole point is like you want your siblings to grow up loving that shit, right? It's great. When going to the gym with him, it's great, right? Doing all these things together, it's great. I think he does have a bit of a temper, my brother, but yeah, I mean, I think he's really benefited from this thing. And one thing that I would like to bring up is there was this one time where we going to play catch in the park. This was probably like 2 months ago, maybe less than that, maybe a month and a half ago. And there's these people. They're not really like bullies per se, but they're more like just annoying, fucking the weird girls, right? That are just fucking annoying. They're not really like bullies though. They're just annoying and they just bug you, right? And so they were bugging him and annoying him, right? And I was like, come on, man, you gotta fucking stand up for yourself, right? And so he did. And what, I was so proud. I was like, yes, man, that's the fucking shit, right? And I said something to them after, and they were so scared of me. And I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about, man. You gotta do that. You gotta stand up for yourself. And I was just so proud that he was able to do that because sometimes, man, kids his age, I was one of them. They just struggle with that standing up part so much because it really is the hardest part. Saying some shit back is really hard. Taking physical actions even harder. And I mean, it's even harder to get out of those bad habits. So I really see this as my first like customer. Not that I see him as a customer. I see him more as like a student sometimes, depending on what we're doing. Sometimes I see him as like a student. And so I guess you could say he's like my first student. Um, and I think that's gonna be a huge thing for the rest of my life is that I really changed his in a positive way, and I put positive thoughts in his head. I put positive goals in his head, put positive passions in his head, and took out some negative ones. And I think if you can do that for anyone, then you're already so ahead as a leader than than most of your peers probably because that is a really like good thing to do to somebody is to really change their life in a positive way. And I think that's my whole goal with this channel. That's always been my goal for this channel is to change people's, life in a positive way because I think that's what the people who have channels just like mine have done for me. And I see this entirely as that because I'm doing this for free right now and I would do it for free, you know, if I had no option to be paid for it because I really do think that this is the best way to be a leader, the best way to, put a positive message out there and to change someone's life, just like mine was, just like my brother was. I think this is the absolute best way to do that. So, do what makes you stronger, not what makes you feel good. Have a good day.